Good morning, students. How are you? How you all are doing? Is everything fine? Hope so. So, students, let us do some questions from quadratic equation today. Okay. So, into this series of two questions, we have taken these questions from quadratic equation, where the question is in front of you: 3 power x plus 2 plus 3 power minus x equal to 10. So students, you can easily identify over here the variable is there into the exponent, right? And if you need to solve it, the question is just to solve. If you are going to ask that solve the above quadratic equation, that means you need to find the values of x. What are the values of x, right? So here you can see x is into the exponent. So what we can do for the above quadratic equation, how the quadratic equation will be forming, let us see. Because as of now the exponent in the x is into the exponent and the power of this x is 1 only, right? But how this will be converting into quadratic equation, I will show you, and then we will go to solve it, right? So the just question is in front of you. Now let us proceed forward, right? So this quadratic equation can be written as 3 power x, you can see, plus 2 into the exponent. You know, if you remember that, yes, if the bases are same and when they are multiplied together, then their exponents will be added together, right? So here 3 power x plus 2 can be written as 3 power x into 3 power 2, isn't it? Similarly, this 3 power minus x can be written as 1 by 3 power x. Why? Because exponent is negative, just convert the entire term with the base into the denominator. Then this exponent, the negative sign, will be converted into positive. You can see the sign of x here into the denominator is positive, right? And that is equal to 10, right? So here you can see one of the number which is coming as a common over here is 3 power x, isn't it? See this 3 power x, 3 power x over here and 3 power x over here. Okay, both are same. So what we will do, just let us assume that this 3 power x here, which is coming at both the place, let us assume 3 power x is equal to t, y, or any variable you can take, right? Then what will happen, the above quadratic equation will be looking like, this one be looking like, in place of 3 power x, write t, then it will be t, just put it over here, into 3a square, right? T into 3a square plus 1 by, in place of this 3 power x which is into the denominator of the second term, write this t again. You have assumed it, and that is equal to 10. Now this will give you into the next step, implies 3 square is 9, so it can be written as 90 plus 1 by t is equal to 10, which can be further written as, when t is taken as a denominator, LCM, because here the denominator of 90 is 1, so 1 and t will give you a LCM t, and 1 will into t times become t, so it will be 90 into t for the first term, right? Plus t is already there, so 1 will be as it is equal to 10, right? This will give you 9t square plus 1 is equal to 10 times t, isn't it? Because t is going to the RHS, cross multiplication, right? Now you can see a quadratic equation is coming in front of us, that is into the variable t. What we will do further, we will further substitute the value of t over here, right? And find out the value of x. So let us solve this first. Okay, this is a two-step solution. Okay, so it will be 9t square, 10t coming into the LHS becomes minus 10t, then plus 1 is equal to 0, right? This will give you can see, just expand the or split the middle term. Minus 10 can be written as minus 9 and minus 1. Why? Why this is split into minus 9 and minus 1 only? Because this 10 should be split into only those two terms whose product should be equal to the product of the first and last. That means coefficient of the square of the variable, that is, if you remember the standard form of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c, then what is the meaning of splitting the middle term? That if you are splitting the middle term into two components, those two components should be when assembled together, they will be forming the product of the first and last. This is the basic property of the splitting the middle term, right? So what we will do, let me zoom a little so that you can identify very easily. Yeah, so here you can see 9t square minus 10t. So what we will do, for this 10t, we can split into minus 90 and minus t, so that when you can add it, minus 90 and minus t will becomes minus 10t, and when you multiply it, it will become 9t square. So that will be the product of the first and the last term. You can see 9t square into 1 will become 9t square, right? Which is the product of minus 90 and minus t, right? So in this way we have split. What did we split? We split the middle term. Now from here we can simply write that yes, the above quadratic equation can be written as 9t square, as we splitted, write it, minus 90 minus t plus 1 is equal to 0, right? Now make a pair of these two and make a pair of last two. Okay, then what you will get when you take 90 as common, you will be having t minus 1 here, and if you take minus 1 as common, you get t minus 1 here, right? And this will give you, when t minus 1 is taken as common from here and t minus 1 is taken as common from here, then we are having t minus 1 as common, and we are left with this 90 and this minus 1, and that is equal to 0. Now equate t minus 1 equal to 0 and 90 minus 1 equal to 0. So this will give you t minus 1 equal to 0 and 90 minus 1 equal to 0. The first one will give you the value of t as equal to 1, and the second term will give you 90 is equal to 1 or t equal to 1 by 9. I just skip one step only, right? But what is the value of this t? If you remember, we have taken t for what? T have been substituted for 3 power x, right? So we need to just revert it back. So let me write, since 3 power x is equal to t, right? Since 3 power x is equal to t, then when you substitute this value of, therefore when t is equal to 1, when t is equal to 1, I'm saying for this one, right? Then what will happen? 3 power x will be equal to 1. We can write it, right? Because that we have assumed. So how 1 can be written as into the form of 3, so that the bases will be same. So this 1 can be written as, anything power 0 will be, anything power 0 will be, tell me, 1, exactly. So anything, if anything power 0 will be 1, then what will happen? 1 can be written as 3 power 0. This 1 can be written as, or this 1 can be written as equal to 3 power 0, isn't it? If this will happen, then only you can compare that, yes, the base is same over here. You can see 3 is here as a base, and here also 3 is here as a base. Then if the bases are same and this is an equation, we can say, yes, these exponents x and 0 both are equal, right? Both are equal. So this will give you a value that, yes, my dear friends, x is equal to 0, right? So one of the value of this quadratic equation is calculated, that is x is equal to, tell me, 0, right? And what is the another value? If you consider t equal to 1 by 9, this one, right, and equate it with, and just put it the value 3 power x equal to t, right? This will give you, t, the value of t is equal to 1 by 9, right? Which is nothing but, the value of t is 3 power x. So we can write 3 power x is equal to 1 by 9, right? Now what we can do, this 1 by 9 into the RHS can be written as 1 by 3 square, isn't it? Why we have written it 3 square? Because you can see the base over here into the LHS is 3, and even here into the RHS the base will become 3, right? So this will give you, and the RHS, if the denominator is having base 3 and exponent 2, this can be written as, when brought into the when this denominator brought into the numerator, then what will happen? This 3 square will become 3 power minus 2. Why minus 2? Because this 3 power 2 was into the denominator, and when it brought into the numerator, the x sign of the exponent will be changing, right? So that's why power of sign of 2 over here is plus, which converted to minus over here, right? Now this is the value of the RHS, and into the LHS we have 3 power x, right? So just write it over here, 3 power x, right? Now you can see this is an equation, and 3 is the base. 3 is the base, right? If the base is 3 over here, and into the LHS and even into the RHS, so if the bases are same, exponent can be equated, right? So from here we can say that this x and this minus 2 should be equal, right? So we can write therefore we can write, on equating, because this is an equation, so we can equate LHS and RHS. On equating, what will you get? We get the value of x, and the value of x is coming as equal to minus 2. On equating, we get the value of x as equal to minus 2, because the bases are same into the LHS and RHS. So x equal to minus 2 is one of the solution, right? And earlier we have calculated x equal to 0. So 0 and minus 2 are the solutions for this quadratic equation, 3 power x plus 2 plus 3 power minus x and equal to 10. So the solutions are x equal to 0, and what we have calculated the other one is x equal to minus 2, right? So these are the two solutions for the quadratic equation 3 power x plus 2 plus 3 power minus x equal to 10. So I explained very precisely, and I just break each and every step of this question, my dear friends. Okay, still any doubt, you can just let me know. I will try to explain it again and again and again. Okay, but if there is any doubt which remains into your mind, let me know. I will try to explain it again. Okay, I just splitted each and every step very briefly. You can see over here each and every step very briefly. If you find it any doubt at any of the step, let me know. Okay, these are the steps which have been followed. Okay, how we proceed forward, how we find the values, solution of the x, the two values of x equal to 0 and x equal to minus 2 is derived for the quadratic equation 3 power x plus 2 plus 3 power minus x equal to 10, my dear friends, right? Now let me quickly take up the second question, my dear friends. Okay, so the second question for today, is let me write it, 2 power 2x is 2 power 2x minus 3 dot 2 power x plus 2 plus, let me squeeze a little, zoom the more, yeah, plus 32 is equal to 0 is 2 power 2x and here 3 into 2 power x plus 2. I write with different color so that it can be easily understood. So this is the second question for today class. Okay, 2 power 2x minus 3 into 2 power x plus 2 plus 32 is equal to 0. Right, my dear friends? So second this is the second one. So let me ask, okay, so here the quadratic equation is there, it will be formed, but when you see it from the first observation, this is not a this is not a this is not looking like a quadratic equation because x is having the exponent as 1, right? So this will be linear, seems as linear, but how this will be converting, I will explain you. Okay, and how we are going to solve it step by step, I will explain. Okay, so 2 power 2x minus 3 into 2 power x plus 2 plus 32 equal to 0. Just from this step, let us move forward. When you move forward, you can see 2 power 2x and here also 2 power x, right? So what we will do, we will simply just convert 2 power 2x into the form of 2 power x. How it can be done? Because 2 power 2x can be written as 2 power 2x can be written as here 2 power 2x, right? So this can be written as 2 power x into 2. This can be written like this or not? Because 2 into x into 2, right? And the second term minus 3 into 2 power x plus 2. So this can be, since the x plus 2 into the exponent, this can be written as, I am saying for this one, okay, this one, which is the multiplied with 3. So this can be written as 2 power x into 2 power 2, because we just converted base as same. You can see bases are same, then exponent will be added. So into the previous step you will go to this 2 power x plus 2, right? So this can be written, right? And plus 32, just leave it, this is a constant, is equal to 0, right? Now what we will do, you can see one common term is there. What is that? 2 power x over here and 2 power x over here. Okay, so what we will do, we will just assume that, yes my dear friend, let us assume 2 power x, which may create a problem to solve this equation. So let us assume it as equal to t to make it a simpler. Okay, let 2x equal to t, right? If you assume 2 power x equal to t, then the above quadratic equation will be simplified. And how it will be simplified? It will be simplified as, in place of 2 power x, write this t. So this will become t. And into the exponent, it's already 2. So it will be t square, isn't it? Minus 3 into the bracket, it was 2 power x, just use this value 2 power x. For this 2 power x, use this t. So write t in place of this 2 power x, right? Multiplied with 2 square. What is the value of 2 square? That is 4. Simple, just convert it. 4 plus 32 is equal to 0, right? Now we can easily solve it, because we have assumed 2 power x equal to t. Now this is a simple quadratic equation. This is a simple quadratic equation into the form of t. So as this is a quadratic equation with in the variable t, let us solve it and find the value of t. When you find the value of t, just substitute it over here and you get the value of this x, which is into the exponent. Right, my dear friends? So from here, what we will do, we will simply solve this quadratic equation. So let us solve it. This will give you t square minus 12t plus 32 is equal to 0. I simply multiplied 4 and 3, nothing more. Right? Now, just split this middle term, minus 12. When you split the middle term, split it. When you split the middle term 12, it can be split into two parts. Find the first of 12, okay? Then you can see this 12 and just see that when you are splitting it, make sure that the product of those two numbers which are being splitted should be coming as the product of the coefficient of the t square and the constant, that is b square should be equal to ac. If this is b, then that is should be, if this is split into two terms, let us say minus 8 and minus 4, right? Why splitted it as minus 8 and minus 4? Because when you just do the simple calculation, minus 8 and minus 4 will give you minus 12 simply. And you just multiply minus 8 with minus 4. When you just multiply it, you will get a answer of what? Minus 8 into minus 4 will be minus plus, and 8 into 4 will be 32. And 32 is nothing but the product of the coefficient of the t square. So that is this one and this 32. You can see this is 32 is coming as the product of the first coefficient of the square, variable is t, so coefficient is 1 and 32 is multiplied, and that is coming as 32. 1 into 32 is coming as equal to this 32, right? So in this way, such splitting of middle terms can happen. If you see if you're not able to understand, let me explain it in this way. Just take this 32 and 1 together, right? 32 into 1, that is coming as 32. Find the factors of 32. Factors of 32 are 2 into 16. 16 can be split as 2 into 8. 8 can be split as 2 into 4, which can be split as 2 into 2. So 2 is coming 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 is coming 5 times, and this will give you this 32, right? So what we do, we make a combination. We make a combination from these factors in such a way, we make a combination, just make a combination. I'm writing it. Make a combination between these factors, such that when you just put it together and do the algebraic evaluation, you get the middle term, right? So here you can see, if 2 into 2 into 2, this is 8, This 2 into 2 into 2 is 8 and 2 into 2 is 4. Leave the sign over here initially. Okay, so this 5 times 2 can be splitted into 8 and 4. 32 can be splitted into 8 and 4, so that when you can multiply it, you are getting 32. That is the product of the coefficient of the x square, t square and the constant. Right? So in this way we have splitted it very easily, minus 8 and minus 4. Now, the above quadratic equation can be written as t square minus 80 minus 40 plus 32 is equal to 0, right? Because the middle term minus 12 is splitted, right? Now from here, what we will do, when taken t as a common from the first two terms, when taken t as a common from the first two terms, what we will get, when taken t as a common from the first two terms, we are left with t minus 8. And from the last two terms, when minus 4 is taken as common, we get t minus 8. Because minus 4 into minus 8 becomes 32 and minus minus becomes plus. Right? Hi Tiger, my dear friend, how are you? So this is coming. Now from here, you can bring out t minus 8 from here and t minus 8 from the second term, right? Then this equation, quadratic equation, will look like t minus 8, right? And under the bracket, this t and this minus 4 will be left. So it will be t minus 4. And that all this is equal to 0. Don't forget to write 0 of the RHS. RHS is very important to solve this, right? Now from here, what we can do, we can just equate both the terms to 0 one by one. So if we equate t minus 8 equal to 0, let me shift a little, yes, t minus 8 equal to 0, this will give you the value of t as equal to 8, right? And if you equate t minus 4 equal to 0, this will give you the value of t as equal to, tell me, 4, right? You are smart enough, my dear friends. No, I'm just trying to explain it very, very precisely, in a very elaborated way. Why? Because this will help those students who are just facing difficulty and who are finding this topic as tough. But this is not tough. This is very easy. Trust me. This will give you t equal to 4. So we have two values with us, t equal to 8 and t equal to 4. These two values, 8 and 4, right? These two values can be used to put over here, because 2 power x is equal to t. We are not going to solve t only, because as I said, this is a two-tier solution. So we have solved, we find the quadratic equation in t. This is the step 1. This is the step 1 which have been solved, right? Now let us go to the step 2. When you just put up these values of t over here and solve, you get the values of x, which will be the final solution. If you are giving, if some equation is given to you and someone is asking you to solve it, then definitely they have been asking to find the value of x. Okay, solve means you need to find the value of the variable. Variable is not t, but the base variable from the question is x. So still this question is not solved. We only find the first stage solution of this equation, that is t. We find the values of t. Now just put up the value of t over here, right? So I'm writing, since two power x is equal to t, right? since 2 power x equal to t. I'm just writing it and copied it over here. This implies that when you put the value of t as equal to 8, then 2 power x will be equal to 8, and this 8 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2. So it can be written as 2 power 3, right? And when you just equate the bases, you can see 2 and 2 both are same, these two and these two. This is a base, and these two is also the base. And if these bases are same, bases are equal, then the exponents can be equated, because this is an equation. So we can write this x as equal to 3, because the bases are same and base is 2, right? So this will give you the value of x as equal to 3, right? The value of x is coming as equal to 3. This is one of the solution for the quadratic equation which we have taken, that is 2 power 2x minus 3 into 2 this one, right? Now quickly going to the second substitution. Since 2 power x equal to t, we have already taken this 8, right? Now again 2 power x equal to t, in place of this t use this second value which is 4, right? Because we have already taken 8 over here, 8 is already taken. Now we take 4 over here, 4 over here. So this is equal to 4, right? And when you solve it, instead 4 can be written as 2 power 2, isn't it? 4 can be written as 2 power 2. So this will give you, this will give you some this will give you some idea that yes, if the bases are same, hello tiger, and the bases are same, and the bases over here are 2, here the base is equal to 2, and here also into the RHS you can see the base is equal to 2, right? The base is 2 over here into the LHS and even into the RHS. If the bases are, if this base 2 is same and this is an equation, then we can equate the exponents also. Then x being an exponent of LHS of the same base and 2 being the exponent of RHS of the same base, right? Then we can say that yes, my dear friend, these exponents can be equated, and this will give you the value of x as equal to, tell me, 2. Yes, so this will give you the value of x as equal to 2, right? So I'm writing it, x here is an exponent, right? And here 2 is the exponent, right? So x and 2 can be equated because the bases are same, 2 and 2, right? So this will give you the value x equal to 2. So we have the solution with us, x equal to 2 and x equal to 3. And this x equal to 2 and x equal to 3 is the solution of the quadratic equation, this one. So we have solved it and we get the value of x as equal to 2 and x as equal to 3, right? This is the solution. This is the solution of what? This equation? No. solution of this quadratic equation. This equation 2 to power 2x minus 3 into 2 to power x plus 2 plus 32 equal to 0. Right, my dear friends? So with this we have solved the second question for today. Right? So in this way, I think we can wind up this session, my dear friend. I will come up with separate session, separate questions, separate topic, so that and explain it, and by just breaking it till the lowest level so that you can easily understand, my dear friends. And I'm always there to help. Okay, if I am helpful to any place, just ask me and just put up your comment into the chat box. I will get back to you. I will take up that question and we will solve it together and learn it together. Let's make it happen and succeed. All the best, my dear friends. Bye bye.